Show, presented by Bud Light, live from Milano's Atlantic City Submarines, voted best pizza in Dayton, creating delicious memories since 1969 on Brown Street near the UD campus, and brought to you by Bud Light, superior drinkability, here we go, and University of Dayton Athletics, combining student athletes and fans of championship caliber. Now, here's Larry Hanskin and UD football coach Rick Chamberlain.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Milano's on Brown Street in our final edition of the Rick Chamberlain Show in this Flyer football season, as Dayton evens up its record at 5-5 with a dramatic upset win over Drake on Saturday for Senior Day at Welcome Stadium, 28-13, and it was a great way to send 27 seniors off from that Welcome Stadium tour for the very fond memory of their last game there for many of them. Some have the option of coming back, but of course, most importantly, it's a win that keeps Dayton's season alive as far as having a winning season, and that can all come to fruition this Saturday at Marist. So we're going to talk about all that here. We're also going to meet the Lieutenant Andy Zulli Award winner, senior wide receiver Robert Strong from Detroit, who was announced at halftime, winning that award, and also played a key role in his team's victory on Saturday. And Coach, I mentioned when you just first got here tonight, and I mentioned it to Robert as well, it was palpable. And for a couple of people out there, palpable means you could feel it. I saw some confused looks, okay? It was palpable that the fact that even up in the press box, this was a team that was not going to be denied on Saturday.
It was, Larry, and I was telling you that I started getting that feeling Wednesday at practice. Just the way that our team was locked into everything, just on their execution and their intensity in practice and so forth. And I felt that all the way up through warm-ups on game day there, in the locker room before we came out. There's those times, Larry, and all my years that are here, you feel it on certain games that there's no way we're going to get beat today.
It was a defensive dominant performance, and we're going to talk about that. But offensively, I want to talk about the very first drive of the game, your very last drive of the game. 10 games into this season, how would those two drives rank in your estimation?
That last one was the best drive we've had all year. That 8-minute drive, 13 play, ended in a touchdown. That was the best one we had the whole year. The first one, right up there close to it, because it set the tone. It just showed, because Drake's defense, you know, Larry, how tough they are, physical, and one of the top-ranked defenses in the conference every year, and to take it right down the field and to get a score, the very first thing, that just set a very good tone for us.
And defensively, what can we say? You hold a team to literally nothing on the ground. You force the offensive player, the reigning offensive player of the year, into 2 turnovers, sack him a couple of times, and Kyle Sabetic with a pick six is the Pioneer Football League Defensive Player of the Week.
Yes, it was, and I worked mainly with the defense throughout the week, and as I said, I thought we were locked into what they were going to try to do against us. Our players had a real good feel for formations and tendencies and all those things, and let's face it, Larry, the big thing was our front four. We didn't blitz. We just did not blitz people. We just let our front four rush and be able to get back in coverage. And with a quarterback like Piatowski, he reads defenses so well. If you gave him time, he was going to find the open player. But our front was putting pressure on him.
And that's a front four that I think coming into this season, we've had this conversation before, but it bears repeating. You kind of questioned it. But I would have to say, when you take a step back and look at this season as a whole, you may look at your defensive front as being one of the better shining moments of your team.
Of our team, I would agree. We don't have, Larry, you know, in the past we've had a Devin Langhorse who just stood out, and you just knew Devin was going to get a couple sacks every game. Here, it's a collection of work with all 4 of them, all 5 of them, because we rotate different individuals in there. And to just see how well they've accomplished this year and how they've grown. Austin Albert, what he has done over his 10 games here so far has just been really phenomenal, and he's an excellent defensive lineman right now.
Now, Dayton with a 28-13 win over Drake on Senior Day at Welcome Stadium, and one of those seniors at halftime was named the Lieutenant Andy Zulli Award winner, and he's with us here tonight, wide receiver Robert Strong from Detroit. And we'll get into your emotions at halftime with the Andy Zulli Award and what have you, but I'm going to run you through the basic mill that all guys who come on the show, and that is, tell us about your high school background and what brought you to UD.
Okay, in high school I played on both sides of the ball, and actually one of our running backs was getting recruited by here, but he didn't have the grades to get in, and he just pulled me aside one day and was like, hey, you need to check out this school. Because I know you'd have the grades to get in there. And so I emailed Coach Stanley at the time while he was here, and the ball just got rolling from there. And it's funny, how I got here, I just definitely think it's a God thing, because I was getting recruited by a couple of guys, and I had everyone in our school district, from principals to the superintendent, telling me, like, oh, you need to go to the Ivy League. And I just knew that wasn't where I was being called to be, and I knew as soon as I met Coach Chamberlain, I knew that this was the place that I wanted to be. And what really sold me was when he knew all my family's names and what grade my brother was in and everything on my visit, and that just stood out to me, and that it just seemed like a family, and that's how it's been all 4 years that I've been here. It's been one big family.
Coach, on behalf of the Flyer Faithful, thanks for doing your homework.
I know. You have to study up in recruiting there, Larry. You definitely do.
Now, Robert, Reggie Jackson is Mr. October, okay, by virtue of what he did in the World Series. Of all the Dayton football players I've ever known, I would have to call you Mr. April. Okay. Because you have been the standout in back-to-back spring games. As a junior, you do it as a defensive back, and here as a senior, you do it as a wide receiver. Talk about what the change, going from playing on the defensive side of the ball to then being a starter on offense this year.
Yeah, it's been phenomenal. I think that my time on defense here has really helped me to be a good wide receiver, because I can I know what the tendencies of the defense might be in certain situations, or by alignment or things like that, and I think that's something that I've been able to help all the receivers with. Like when the corner's in cover two, this is what they're trying to do, and I think that's a testament to our secondary coaches, Coach Fox and Coach McCoy, that they're just such great coaches with helping you understand schemes and everything, and it's just been a wonderful experience working with them, and then working with Coach Softcheck now, and I couldn't ask for it any other way. I'm glad it played out the way it did, and I've been able to help the team this year, and it's just been wonderful.
Talk about the 4-year trend, the 4-year journey, and it is just that, because very few Dayton football players walk off their stage from high school graduation and then onto the playing field as a Dayton Flyer. You have to wait your time. You even have to change positions. How tough was it for you?
Coming out of high school, it was really tough, because I was the guy who only came off on kickoff, and that was just to get a breather. I played on both sides, all the other special teams, and then to come in your freshman year and to really accept that role of scout team player, and that's something that's kind of hard to embrace right away, but it's something that you need to. And especially now being a senior, and you really count on those scout team players, and they help us prepare every week, and our games kind of go how the scout team goes. If they have a great week of giving us good looks, then we play a lot better. And so coming forward, and this now at the end of the journey, looking back, I wouldn't change anything, and I've loved every second of it. I have some of the greatest memories in these past 4 years, and it's just been fantastic.
When you were a young player, who were the upperclassmen teammates that you looked up to that maybe helped you along the way?
The two people that that I looked up to were the 2009 2010 Zulli Award winners, were Prindle in 2010 and Friedrich. Me and Prindle and Steve Workus, we got really close, especially when he moved to defense. And we came to Milano's, we'd hang out, we had Bible study together, and they really helped mentor me, and just not necessarily just in football, but in general. And those were definitely people that I looked up to. Ben Welsh is another one, and Steve Valentino, of course. Just a wonderful guy that he is. But you can look up to anybody on the Flyer football team, because they're all just great guys, and they all are pretty much cut from the same mold. You know, we're all just out there to have fun and out there to win and to help each other.
Let's talk about halftime Saturday. You're in the midst of a battle, a death match with Drake. I mean, this is a heck of a football game, and then all of a sudden you got to kind of shift gears. You got to go, okay, we got to do this reward thing at halftime, and you know the seniors, take off your helmets, guys. You know you might be Zuli, okay? What were you thinking when you heard? Well, you probably got a hint when you heard Detroit.
Yeah.
Was that your first clue that you were Zuli?
Yes, that was the first time that it hit me. Like, oh my gosh, like I think I won this. But yeah, we always every year Friday night leaving the senior farewells, and then Saturday before the game, everyone's always like, who do you think's gonna win? Who do you think's gonna win? And I mean,
did anyone have your name in the pool?
Yeah, that's everyone. Like people kept telling me on the team, like, hey, like. I think you're going to win. I was like, no, I don't think so. You know, there's so many other guys that could win this, and it was such a surprise. And I heard it. I was getting emotional out there. I had to tell myself, like, okay, keep it in, you know. And so, but it was wonderful. It was everything that I've dreamed of. And freshman year, when I first heard of the award, I just told myself, you know, that's something that if I win something here, that's what I want it to be, because. That means that I've lived my life the way that I've wanted to, and I've just shown God's love out to everybody else. So,
Rick, I've always said that if an Andy Zuli Award winner thought he was going to be the Andy Zuli Award winner, he would not be the Andy Zuli Award winner.
You're absolutely right, Larry, because they always think of others. They really do. That's part of the award, is just the leadership and just how they feel about other people around them, that others come first, and the program comes first to them.
Well, our Andy Zuli Award winner, Robert Strong, is with us here tonight on this final edition of the Rick Chamberlain Show. Final show tonight, but football yet to be played. Saturday at Marist in Atlantic State. We'll talk about that. We'll learn more about Robert as well. We'll learn more about Robert and his better half as we continue on the Rick Chamberlain Show, live from Milano's on the home of the Flyers.
The home of the Flyers, 95.7 FM and AM 1290. News Talk Radio, WHIO.
I will never forget.